Let's, how long have I been live for? About 8 minutes. We've gotten through Waltzing Matilda and Bad at Love, which were both fan requests. Except Waltzing Matilda was, my go-to. I did an half an hour live on my other channel. No, Phil, I'm not working today. Spent most of the day sleeping, to be honest with you. I mean, this channel has no moderators, as you know, Phil, because you'd be one if it were, and just trying to drum up, a little more, viewership. Yes, sleep is good. Of course, woke up with my bandage all messy, but. And for some reason, Rags, she just sits there and watches me sleep. I see the doctor tomorrow, though. Well, I see the nurse. They say I'm getting x-rays. Yeah, Phil, I'm at 200 or 2,000 or 2K subscribers, basically. As opposed to this channel, which used to have 7, but it's back down to 6. I mean, it's a good number, but I mean, it's not a sustainable number. I mean, really, I'd like to get to the point where if I go out there and try the new How to Train Your Dragon meal at Burger King, that the video I make for it pays for itself. But then I don't really want to try the new How to Train Your Dragon meal at Burger King. I never saw How to Train Your Dragon. I might see the live action one, but. Artmore, howdy. What's up, Artmore? I got a question for a lot of you, the whole 13 of you that are watching. When you were a kid, did you ever say something stupid and not know what it meant, and then when you found out, you were like, oh, I used to know this guy. He was a Mormon, you know? Very religious Mormon. Like, I actually saw him once kiss the Book of Mormon. Um, and in high school, every now and again, he would just say, chicks with dicks. And I was like, I must have heard him wrong, you know? And then, like, a little while later, like maybe a couple days later, he goes, chicks with dicks. And it's like out of context. Like, he just said it. He didn't, like, wasn't about anything, but, like, it was something he kind of said whenever he was, like, happy. And finally I go, Chris, do you know what that means? And he goes, oh, I think it means, like, women with private eyes, like private dicks. I said, no, it means women with penises. He goes, no. I'm like, ask Miss Cugini, dude. I mean, you're saying something really gay. His ex-wife told me that he is a bisexual, or at least in the army he had homosexual encounters. But it takes all kinds to make a world. So yeah. Ardmore, Lemo. Doesn't really answer my question, Ardmore, but okay. Glad you're amused. As I said in my stream on the other channel, my blood sugar, after not eating for more than 12 hours, um, I don't know, yeah, it was 12 hours, well, maybe 16 hours, but after not eating for a reasonable fast, it was 125, which is still at elevated, and that's with all of my medications and such, so it's not good. Ardmore, Richard with the funny stories. Dude, it was a true story. It happened. Now, funny it was. Philip Hirochi was bringing the groceries in, but what was the question? The question was, did you ever, or did any of your friends ever say something as a child? They didn't know what it meant, and then when they found out, they were embarrassed. Ardmore, BOGO deal on Subway. Buy 1 foot long, get a second for $1. Um, yeah, except I don't have a refrigerator at my work, so, you know, like I can't buy one and be like, oh, I'm going to eat the other one for lunch. It just doesn't work that way. Which really sucks because, I've got my insulin and, you know, like my insulin is supposed to be in the refrigerator, it's supposed to stay cold. They said it's not a big deal once you're using the pen. It's more like a long-term storage thing, but I don't want to take any chances because it gets really hot at my work. And plus, like I can't just leave my insulin pen in my car. So it's one of those things. And here's a question that, I gotta have to ask my doctor. Like, obviously there's a physical aspect to my treatment for diabetes. Like, how do you start knowing? How do you start knowing that you're taking too much insulin? You know, it's one of those things that you can have too much insulin, your blood sugar can get too low. In fact, I believe if it drops below 70, you're supposed to do something about it. And that's one of those things is that, if I start getting insulin readings below 70, I'm going to have to start carrying my insulin monitor wherever, or my blood sugar monitor wherever I go. And it's like before I drive, I've got to check my blood sugar because if my blood sugar's low, I shouldn't be driving, and I've got to have something wherever I go to bring my blood sugar up, which is not an issue. I mean, I can do that pretty easily. Maybe you just get like a piece of candy or something. I don't know, guys. I mean, something about my work is that I'm there to solve a problem. And I really can't go into the details, and they really can't even tell me what the problem. I mean, they can't tell me, I can't tell them. I have to be a neutral party for legal reasons. So I'm a neutral party, but I'm there to enforce safety and make sure nobody gets hurt. It's one of those things. But the question being, if that problem gets solved, do I keep my job? If the problem gets worse, do I lose my job? As a security guard, it's pretty easy to lose your job. It's one of those things I found. Security companies do all kinds of dumb things, and losing your job is just it's a fact of life. It's one of the reasons um, I work so hard at YouTube is because I'm trying to make it so that I don't need my job anymore. Phil Brochi, how come your boss doesn't listen to your suggestions? Hmm? Listen to my suggestions? No, they listen. They take it into account, but there's only so much they can do. I mean, look, the other day I pointed out a safety concern. And my boss was on property, and I was showing him. I was going, I was like, you need to know about this, you need to know about that, and then he sees like I point to something that's it's an electrical hazard, and he literally got out his cell phone and made a video for the lawyers, um, because it's unsafe, and we need to make it safe. I mean, look, I work in central Los Angeles. I work in downtown, and that building needs to be safe. The building is irreplaceable. Every human life that is in that building is irreplaceable, and it's my responsibility to point out anything that could cause a danger to human life. So I do that, and we document it very well. Okay, they may be slow in correction, but that's not my responsibility. Is not to correct; it is to document. My responsibility is not to enforce; it is to document. So that's what I do. I mean, I document safety concerns all the time, and whether I'm listened to or not, there are times I've asked my boss, like, "Hey, did you follow up on so and so?" And he goes, "Look, Richard, I can't really tell you that because it's a legal issue, and it's considered confidential until the case is resolved." So I was brought into a very dangerous situation, and I mean, I'm there to sort of cool things down. And whether that actually happens or not, I don't know. But I mean, so far as I'm aware, the legal department is very happy with my services. It's just that, so what do? You're always like, I had two jobs. I technically have two jobs, but I had two jobs, and one of them fell through, and I don't have it anymore. Philip Rochi, you also kick ass and take names. No, more kick ass. But yeah. That's one of the things. I am one of the tougher guards, but I don't have to get physical most of the time. I leave that to the in-house people. But it's just one of those things. You're always living life with a gun to your head in this industry. Philip Rochi, my old desktop is petering out. Do you recommend a good model? Um, that really begs the question, Philip. What do you use your desktop for? Okay. Uh, I mean, are you using this as a heavy rendering computer like I do, or are you using this for casual computing? Because casual computing, it's almost not even worth it to buy a desktop anymore because there are too many components. Hey, Storm. I mean, obviously there are some solid brands out there like Asus. I do not recommend Dell. Lenovo is my go-to. This particular unit is a custom AMD bulldozer based on a Thor chassis. So, if you know enough about computers, you can go to Newegg and just build yourself a unit. And I believe they assemble it for you. I'm not that sure, but, you know. Philip Rochi, mostly browsing, light gaming, homework, streaming, maybe some video rendering too, if I start making videos. Yeah, again, Philip, I would go with the Lenovo because they're business machines and they are solid. Ah! Stormy! Stormy, that hurt. Why did you do that? Oh, she just jumped on me. Oh, Stormy. You have claws. And you're fat. Don't try to sugarcoat it, because I'll eat that too. Stormy. You know, Stormy, you used to like being cuddled. What happened to you? Are you stinky? Philip, thanks, bro. Are you going to get a new desktop? I don't know, dude. I mean, it's going to depend really on what happens when this one dies, and I'm going to keep using it till it basically falls apart, which it's close to. Um, again, if I get a desktop, I will most likely get a custom unit. Otherwise, what's the point? Artmore, which channel do you enjoy more? Not sure what you mean there, Art. But like I say, the biggest thing I've had with computers is that the power supply tends to go first. Okay, so if I get a custom unit, I'm going to go heavy on the power supply, and I have to get a unit that has dual rendering cards for stability. So custom units are going to be more expensive and tougher, and it's almost not worth it because I don't make a lot off YouTube. So if I were making enough off YouTube to buy a new computer, yeah, it's like buy a custom unit. But also, it would be in my best interest to buy more than one computer and have more than one rendering program and then use more than one or be familiar with more than one rendering program because there's a license. And the license says you can only use the rendering program on one computer at a time. So that's just one of those things. Okay, this chat is again not. I don't know what it is today. I'm just not getting my chat on my other channel didn't do well either. Philip Roach, are you going live later tonight? Yeah, probably. I don't know. If I wind up just going back to sleep, probably not. But I mean, I'm going to try to go live later tonight. I mean, this live isn't exactly lit, is it? Phil Perochi, nice. Wonder if the curfew is over. No, I don't think it is. Um, we'll see. I should get a text. Um, I get alerts on my phone about the curfew, but I don't think it is. There's still protests, so there's still curfew. Philip Roche, why does printer ink run out so fast? Because liquid printers are crap. I always go with a laser because the liquid component of the ink makes it break down a lot faster. So I mean, look, if you buy a liquid ink printer, you're basically looking at something you can only have for 3 years. So they're not designed for long. They're designed for people who don't need a lot of printing done. If you're going to have a lot of printing done, you need to get a laser unit. Yeah, they're a couple $100, but I mean, they're just way more efficient. I mean, I've had nice ink printers in the past, and they never lasted long. They always broke down. Okay, guys. I mean, this is Philip. Which printer model do you currently run? I'd have to look. Let me see here. Lexmark C3224DW. Yeah, this is a color printer. Really happy with the Lexmark. It's a pretty solid. It's a network printer. Anyway, guys, Philip is the only one talking. There's only 3 people in the chat. So final comments, because I'm going to wrap this up. All right, everybody's done. See y'all later. I'm Richard.